Have you ever looked at a gadget or a weapon in a game and asked, why did they have this? Is it for people who are 5'5"? Is it for people who can't get over basic obstacles? Is it for people like me who yearn for uppies? Well, that's what I thought when I saw the assault ladder in Battlefield 6. But little did I know that this gadget would create something the world has never seen before. Three-dimensional psychological warfare.
Yeah, I'm a heartbreaker.
Hello everybody, my name is Kat from the hit YouTube channel, Do Not Be Cat. Lately, with the direction the channel's been going, I've been taking some time off War Thunder to experiment with a few different games, mainly Battlefield. One of the things I really like about it is the sheer variety of stuff to do in the game, from driving tanks to playing support to even beating the shit out of people when they're not paying attention. That being said, I think some of the most fun I've had has been playing around with the gadgets, and funny enough, after using almost every gadget at my disposal, I think I found what very well may be the most powerful item in the game, the humble assault ladder. No, like, seriously. This silly little assault ladder is so good that it, along with the beacon, are the main reasons why I personally main the assault class versus something more quote-unquote practical like the support class. Despite all of this though, I wasn't always so enthusiastic about the assault ladder as I currently am today. So how do we even get here? Well, buckle up everybody, because today we're gonna go back in time and talk not only about how I fell in love with the assault ladder, but how I turned it into something more akin to a psychological superweapon. So let's jump into it. Going into this, we need to establish three things. For one, I never tend to stay in one spot very long. Maybe this is due to ADHD, maybe it's due to self-preservation, but no matter what I do, I'm usually doing it or running around at the speed of light, which makes for a quite frankly extremely aggressive playstyle. Second is that while recording this, I probably forgot to take my estrogen. Wait, oh shit, actually I did. Where are you? Friday, there we go. And third is that I absolutely love explosives, specifically grenade launchers. With these things added up, the result was that when I first downloaded Battlefield, I took one look at the assault ladder and assumed it was trash, because I mean, look at it. It takes up an entire gadget slot, it's slow to deploy, and it doesn't even do damage. Why the hell would I want to use this thing when I could use something cooler like the grenade launcher? Well, dear viewer, as it turns out, there are actually a ton of reasons why. As I mentioned previously, the first thing I did in game was grind out the high explosive launcher and immediately throw the ladder in the trash, and for the first week of the game, this continued on. That being said, as I played more and more, I started to notice people using ladders here and there. Sometimes they'd be used as convenient ramps to use as a shortcut. Sometimes they'd be used to give access to the top of a roof. Hell, I even saw somebody use it as a makeshift barrier, but then again, that guy died shortly after. Even then, I still kinda wondered if these things are worth it over the tried and true beacon and grenade launcher combo. Well, at least that was the case until I saw him. One day while I was playing, I noticed somebody do what can only be described as an act of pure brain power. He ran up to a corner and placed a ladder that didn't go anywhere. At first I was like, what? Why would he do that? But then he did it. This man climbed up the ladder and then just sat there. And when somebody ran in, they would run right past him, where he would then proceed to smite their asses from the ceiling. And then he did it again. And again. For some reason, nobody noticed him even though he was literally sitting in plain sight. But the more I watched, the more it clicked. When people run into a room, the only direction they're generally looking is forward, because of course they are. Who in their right mind would think to look up and check the ceiling? At that moment in time, I was witnessing an act of psychological warfare that hasn't been seen since the time the CIA convinced a village that God was coming. It was genius, and of course, I had to try it. So, hopping in a game, I ran off to a corner, deployed the ladder, and proceeded to wait. And sure enough, after a few moments, somebody walked right in. From here on out, I was convinced. That being said though, I had two ideas for how I could level up my ladder tactics. I could A, go up even higher, or B, go somewhere even more obscure. And of course, me being the absolute goblin that I am, I decided to do both. This sparked what was basically an entire day of fucking around and finding out, where I was just kind of running around at high speeds with a ladder in hand, just experimenting with the game. From hopping on top of air vents in random rooms to slithering my way on top of buildings that I really shouldn't be able to access, the possibilities at this point were limitless. That being said, there was kind of a problem. See, sitting up on that rooftop, staring out at the landscape, I got kind of lonely. So I placed down a beacon, and from here on out, the goblin tactics evolved at a rapid pace. By using the combined brain power of 3 gay rats, me and my friends were able to develop warfare tactics that the world has never even seen before. For example, in this match of domination on Myrick Valley, we were able to successfully get up on the building and turn it into a literal fortress, able to control 2 out of the 3 points by simply terrorizing the enemy team from the rooftops. Right, let's go. Operation Roof Koreans, go! Operation Roof Koreans, go! Go! No. Or even something like this over on New Sobek, where, as you know, it is an absolute sniper hellhole, full of entire extended families taken to the rooftops in order to sit on their ass and snipe people on the ground. So of course, we had to do something about it. Rate it. What was once just sitting in the corner of a room was now evolving into all-out goblin warfare, and it was beautiful. So, let me tell you what we learned along the way. First up, always choose a spot near a capture point. This allows you to have a constant stream of victims to brutalize. And remember, the more enemies distracted by you, the less of them that'll be fighting your team. Along with that, always choose a place with plenty of cover. You're probably going to piss a lot of people off with these tactics, and as such, you're definitely going to get hunted down occasionally. So having a point where you can defend really helps. Speaking of which, if you have friends, get them to fortify the area for you. Place down claymores where you initially got up, set up trophy systems to intercept explosives being sent your way, and drop down extra cover to help keep you safe. Oh, and throw down some extra supply packs to help keep you in the fight, because funny enough, there's a good chance that you'll simply run out of ammo before you die. Finally, just because you have an amazing spot doesn't mean you should actually sit there the entire game. So be sure to run around, capture some points, ambush enemies, and commit some minor sabotage along the way. Remember, having an amazing spot isn't the goal, using the spot to brutalize enemies is the goal. So be sure to switch it up occasionally by jumping down and introducing yourself with a firm handshake and a large hammer. By using these tactics in conjunction with an already cheesy spot, I've been able to single-handedly change the course of entire games by simply being a little rat bastard. And that, to me, is some of the most fun I've ever had in the game. Like, seriously, remember how I talked about how much I love the grenade launchers? Well, believe it or not, but these days, if I have to choose between them and the seemingly silly ladder, well, I take the ladder every time. Get it? Like, it's a pun. Okay, anyways. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, simply put, I love the ladder, and I think if you give it a proper shot and allow your creativity to flow, you'll probably end up loving it too. And I mean, even if you don't, try out some other gadgets and just kind of go wild. Remember, Battlefield is a sandbox, and while yes, you can just run around and shoot people, I think the real heart of the game comes in when you put the weapons aside and just try your hand at something new. For some people, this may be strapping C4 to a drone and whacking a Bradley. To others, it may be running around with an EOD bot causing robotic chaos. But for me personally, it looks like a ladder. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna end up doing more videos like this in the future, so if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and maybe even let me know what you thought in the comments below, because I had a ton of fun making this video, especially compared to some of the old stuff that I used to make. Like, sure, maybe it's more work, but getting to share something I actually care about with y'all is honestly amazing. Oh, and for those of you who like the War Thunder content, stay tuned because I have a couple of new projects which I'm pretty sure y'all are gonna love. So, with all that said, I've been your host, Kat, from the hit YouTube channel Do Not the Cat, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.